Hi guys, so I'm gonna show you something. So I just got this. I'll show you it right here. This is a USB hub. It has a 100 watt USB-C port, so you can basically charge stuff if the it's supposed to be this is supposed to be a USB-C end right here, but you can probably just disconnect this and turn it to USB-C. But it's not USB-C, but it has USB-C port here. You can hook up USB-C device here, and there's two USB ports right here, which are USB 2. Even though the one that I'm about to show you is USB 3. And over here is another USB port and SD card and micro SD. And at the back is a HDMI. And normally, if this was just a USB-C CC device, you could plug in a USB-C as long as it has an internal connector. An internal graphic switcher. You could just plug into USB-C and then plug in HDMI, and it should just actually work as a dongle. But with this, you will need a software that comes on here, because there's a little memory storage in here. It's a like it's like less than 600 meg storage that has the software you need, which is a wind which is it's when it's basically a display capture. I mean, it's not display capture, display link. I meant to say this is a display link device. It works, but it gets a little warm. And I do like these devices. I've used the device before. I used a USB C to HDMI device, which doesn't get warm at all. But this got a little bit warm going from, and I think it's because it's a little loose, but because it was the box when I received it was actually crushed a little bit. And if you can hear that, oh, you probably can't hear that, but it's the some port in here is shaking around, but it does work. Yours will work better if it wasn't crushed, but um Amazon literally just threw the box onto my porch because I found it on my stairs instead of actually being dropped. I mean, instead of being placed in my mailbox, it was just thrown on the deck. So, but the reason I got this was because of, I'm about to show you. Let me switch to the screen. So if you look at this one, as you see right here, this picture right here, it's, as you see, it says it has this PC right here. If you look over there, it should be a USB port right here, because this is internally connected, as you can see right here. And this is the one that I have. This one I ordered, and as you can see, it is. Sorry about this, honey. As you can see right here, there's USB here, USB here, and if you look over here, there's a USB here, and also, but this one's gray versus the blue one. And then if you look at the bottom of here, it says USB 2.0, TF or Transflash, SD, and then there's the other side says USB-C and USB 2, USB 2, even though on here it shows the USB 3 device. But it costs $24.99, and you can save 10% off when actually buying it. You can get it in pink or you can get it in gray. I like the gray one a little bit better. But I actually used a USB-C device on this setup right now, which is a laptop. This should be getting replaced soon. But I tried it to test to see what the quality was, And when you first plug it in, after you first plug in, the drivers load up, and then you basically plug after you plug in, hook up the display. It won't automatically detect, but it will detect that there's a USB plugged in onto the bottom of your of the of the computer of this PC, and it'll show up as a disk drive, and then you just double click it, drag and drop it onto your desktop. I usually just copy it off of there, and you can also copy the Mac OS one off of there if you're using this on Mac OS, as long as it's a computer that has a USB 3 port, and that's also um not using a not a 21 Mac, so an M1 chip. It should be an M1. It should be a Mac. It should be an Intel Mac, or an Intel Mac from 2019 all the way back to 2012, because the 2012 one was the first one with the USB 3 port. It could work with USB 2, but it would be a little bit choppy. Um, you couldn't drive a display properly. A USB 3 works perfectly fine. 3.1 is preferably, but if you can get a USB 3.1 dongle so USB 3 to like Type C dongle that uses a 3.0 pinout, you can then plug that into the computer to a USB-C port and have the same exact features. As long as that cable was made to pass the pass video, it should work perfectly fine with actually this. And then you just have to make sure you have the driver installed, which is a which comes on this device. You can even basically get it by going onto their website right here, which is $21. They can save $3 and $3 and 75 cents. And you can get it from right there, because of they have a 4-in-1 too, which just has a USB-C ending too, but it's not USB-C. Because of I also got this for to act as a secondary display. Just unplug it from the laptop, plug it in, but this only would be using it as a USB hub, which is 3 USB ports, a USB-C. So in turn, instead of this being a 7-port USB hub, it's more of like a um 5-port, because of you can't use the um the SD card while using the micro SD slot, and you can't use micro SD while using SD card slot. So it's more of a 5-port instead of a 6-port. I mean, instead of a 7-port, because this really doesn't work without drivers, and it's more choppy than just plugging it in directly. And the other downside is using a display link. If your computer literally only has, because if your computer has 3 ports, so like if you have a 1660, for example, or or 16 or 1660 Super, for example, and your that graphics card can display four actually ports, but most of the computers can't. Most actually cards don't come with four actually ports, so it only come with 3, so you can't use a last display. So you get something like a display link adapter, and you can use a 4th port. But let's just say your graphics card can only use 3 of them, but it only comes with 2. Then use the display port to get 3rd. But let's just say it only uses it can only use actually 1 port, and you want to add a secondary to display. It doesn't work, because the graphics card only detects one. It can only be used as one display, and you can't basically split that anymore. It just doesn't work like that. And then what else was I gonna say? This is a 5 gigabit port instead of a 10 gigabit port, so basically meaning it's as fast as this connection right here. So if you are using this port right here, you can't use this. When basically using this plugged into a USB-C port, you can only use this port if if you're using the USB-C, you can't use the USB 2 ports or the card reader whatsoever, or this if you decide to use the HDMI. So that means it's basically just is a converter to USB 3 to Type C if you are using that only. So if you're using a phone, only that port is enabled. So this is actually would be good to have a USB-C cable. Let's say your laptop has a broken USB-C port, or it doesn't have a USB-C port in general, but you want a USB-C on there. You can just plug in one of these and get a USB-C on there. This was one hub I got. It's from Q Game. Uh, it's a what's it called? It's metal, not really quality metal, but it works. And then I got this one. This is Sabrent. Okay. So I actually like these ones more. Well, not I've never tried this one specifically. I'm using their 10 port USB one. So this one, the one I have, it has a 60-watt charger. You can put a charger onto here if you want to, if you can find an adapter for it, because there's a little port right here. But basically, the thing I like about the because I'm using one right here. It's a 60-watt one. It has 7 USB 3 ports, and it also has their 3.0, and the connector is a 3.1 Gen 2 or 3.1 Gen 2 Type C, because of it can output more to a USB-C port. Ooh. 1 second. Sorry about that. So these can go to a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C ports, okay? Because it can go to 3.2 Gen 2 Type C or 3.2 Gen 2 Type A. So you can basically hook that up to actually there and have full charge on 3 ports at full 60 watts. If it will be 20 watts, it'll be 20 watts per actually port, or 60 watts on one port. And if you use all three, it'll be just 20 watts each. But I'm using one of those just because of that, and I needed more ports. But this one is a USB 2 hub. I got this for another occasion because it has buttons on here where when you press it, it basically turns off that USB port, and if you press it again, it turns it on. And the squares around here light up, and I'll show it to you if I can find it. Okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. So this is the one I have. Not the specific one. I have the USB 2 version because I didn't need anything faster than USB 2, because there's only gonna be mouse, keyboard, and that's about it on here. And so mouse, keyboard, and audio interface, and that doesn't, and all that just runs on USB 2. Just needs more actually power. But this is USB 3 one. It's the same exact one as this one. Well, same design, but this one is just USB 2. And so this is the one I have using right here. That's USB 3, and it has lights on here, but I covered the lights with the blackout tape. I mean, with basically LED covering tape to cover up every LEDs, because when you press one of these buttons off, it's the lights off, and when you turn it on, it's on, and it's kind of distracting where I have it. So, because if I were to have the lights off, you would be able to see them in the camera right here, and because they're actually pretty bright LEDs. It so as you can see, this one, it basically says it can charge um iPhone at 12 volts 5 amps, but it really doesn't charge that slowly. It actually charge faster because it charges it charged my old Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus to 80% in about 45 minutes, meaning it was quick, super quick charge. Because I used an actual quick charge cable to actually do that before with another charger, and it charged my phone faster, which was probably bad, but this is the one I have. As you can see, the LEDs light up because it's just like this one right here, and if you have the little cable plugged in, I'll see if I can show you the port. And no, I can't see it. It's not on here, but if you can see right here, let's see. You see that hole right there? That can be used as a that can be used to power it. To you can, because they sell a third adapter on Sabrent.com's website for this to allow you to get at least 45 watts of charging on each port. So if you just have one thing plugged in, it would be 45 watts, but then you divide that by actually 4, and so yeah, so you can basically get 4 things working on here at once and charging. It has a blue indicator LED. Um, this is a 3D printed case technically because it's made out of ABS plastic, which is a 3D printed material. And sorry if you can hear the fan. That's my laptop. Yeah, so this is what the inside looks like. It works on Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. It's compatible with USB 2.0 and 1.0. And I just got this one because it was cheap. And it says right here it's not designed for charging, but you can literally get the adapter I was talking about, and it will be designed for charging at that point. So, okay. Thanks for watching. This is what I think. This was sent to me by Sabrent. Just like the one that's there. That's why I was talking about it. And this was sent by Q Gleam, just like the little adapter that's over there. Both were sent to me to look like they were received, and I was just doing a video about them because I actually used Sabrent products before, and I've also used these before, and I actually like doing. I also like these products, and I think I talked about the HDMI adapter before, but if not, I'll show you what it is. 1 second. So I just got the two more of these because I actually use them, because this supports Thunderbolt. This supports Thunderbolt. It supports USB-C. It also supports because it supports the iPad. It supports the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, the S9, the um the Note 10, the S21 Ultra, the S21, the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Also, you can hook up the HDMI to projector, a monitor, or HDTV. Also, a capture card because it gets picked up by a capture card. Right now I'm just using mine as a dongle for my Thunderbolt port on my computer. But I actually got one specifically just so I can have a dongle for this computer, so I can have one in my bag. I'm gonna keep one connected to an HDMI port I have on my desk, and I'm gonna keep one ready for connecting a display a computer up to a monitor at someone's house. So just this computer specific or my phone. And it supports the LPS, it supports a lot of stuff, and it's made out of full metal. It doesn't get warm, and they do have another version which is an actual cable. I like the adapter more because I can just provide my own length HDMI cable as long as it's below 50 foot. So yeah, that's all I just thought about. So this is a cable version. I've never used this one before, but I've actually haven't had any problems with the Q Gleam products or Sabrent products. But yeah. Thanks for watching.